Catching up with Humphrey Hale from Carnavale Resources this morning. Humphrey, morning.
Morning, Andrew. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, Humphrey. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Look,
Year.
significant announcement from you this morning here. A great outcome from the recent extensional drilling program you undertook at Kookynie. Three high-grade lodes now confirmed. Tell us a bit more about what you were looking to learn from this drilling campaign.
We put out our scoping study in the middle of last year, and it had some good outcomes. And obviously, the gold price has improved significantly since then, and added value to that asset, I guess, that conceptual design with an open pit and an underground. And so this round of drilling, we were aiming to test some of the exploration targets along strike from the main zone, down dip underneath the conceptual scoping study, and see if it extended, and add some further resources in unclassified areas which we're unsure of. And we managed to achieve all of those goals quite well. So at Tiptoe, we drilled 6 holes into that, and 5 of them came back with some pretty strong results: 7 at 7, 5 at 4.5, 2 at 5, and including 1 at 9.5. So Tiptoe's growing quite well. It's 200 meters long in strike and down to about 110 meters. And then moving to the Swiftsure Lode, trying to get extensions down dip and see where that high grade goes. We were lucky to get 2 at 11 and 3 at 37. So in the same hole, that's very strong and very indicative of the bonanza grades we had above. So we see extensions there, and additional intercepts like 2 at 18, further 0.8 at 29. So some strong results. That drilling at depth was quite broad, because with these things, we were unsure about where the location is and the offset. So we've managed to hit the high grades in broad space drilling in at least 5 or 6 holes. So we're pleased with that. And sort of moving south from there, on our third target, we had some lovely hits in unclassified zones that really couldn't join up. We did some exploration to test the continuity, knowing what we knew from the scoping study, and managed to get 7 at 3, including 1 at 13, and 2 at 12.5. And that's allowed us to extend that, and we expect that to go into classified resources in the next round of resource estimates. So all 3 areas have grown, and that's particularly lovely. And of course, we haven't closed them off. They still remain open. Tiptoe's growing. Swiftsure down dip is expanding as well. So, there's more to come going forward.
And so would you now be looking to update that earlier scoping study?
Certainly, there's potential for that, but I think more importantly is sort of having a look at where our resources sit with regards to sort of growth on that. But notwithstanding, the study was done with a $3,500 price, and we had a conservative view as to what it looked like. Now we've got some more information. We're looking at how we might improve the economics. We might maybe rather than have a pit, just go straight in with an underground to the high grade and try and reduce that initial capital, try and improve the stope widths and things like this. And that looks very promising.
You mentioned in the announcement here there's a near-term mining and toll treating opportunity. Is that something that you're considering?
Well, this is the sort of underpinning basis of our scoping study, was that this high grade material is very valuable in the gold fields. We're only 180 kilometers from Kalgoorlie, 60 kilometers from Leonora. It would add a bit of sugar, as we've always said in the past, to someone's operation. So we see that as very possible. But we could also mine it ourselves. If you reduce the capital and the maximum drawdown from what was 13, can we make that less? Can we do it ourselves and unlock the full NPV of the project, which at the moment is about 100, and with the higher price could be 130, and further resources. The sky's the limit, Andrew.
Have you got a mining permit application underway?
We do. The mining license application is lodged, and we're going through that process. So, we're underway.
Are you getting a bit of interest in Kookynie from your neighbours? Anybody sniffing around?
I think, we're like a little pack of dogs up there, Andrew, and we're all sniffing around, and trying to understand what each of us are doing, and how that fits in with a sort of broader strategic view. Hats off to Brightstar; they've done very well, and Labyrinth, of course, they're growing in with Hope and Genesis next door, and there's a number of players in the region that are trying to do the same sort of things that we're doing. So we're in good shape. I guess the other thing to mention with our exploration is we've got another round of drilling that we might apply to the project, which would be to add ounces to firm up inferred into indicated and things like this. But also with our deep drilling underneath Swiftsure, we see indications of alteration and mineral assemblages that suggest a granite nearby, and in the region, the puzzle granite has been a great host for gold mineralization, and not the tight, high grade stuff that we have, but more volume and a greater number of ounces. So that could be quite an exciting target. And we've got a gravity survey plan to try and identify where that may intersect with our large scale tenement mineralizing structure, and whether or not that's going to give us some extra volume and grades at depth, which is exciting.
And I suppose importantly, you've got sufficient cash for another round of drilling.
Do we do? And the gravity survey and some studies and mining license applications. So we'll keep pushing on.
Good to see you, Humphrey. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Andrew.